Hello, VIPs. Thank you so much for being my customer. I appreciate all of my close to my heart customers, but I really appreciate my VIP customers because I know that you spent some money in order to save some money, and I really appreciate you taking that chance with the close to my heart products and with me. And so to thank you, I sent you this card this month. It's a little kit that you will get. You'll get in the mail a little envelope, and it'll have all the little parts and pieces to make this card. So basically, this is a fun fold card. You can see it has a little bit of an opening on the sides, and when it opens, there's a place to put your message. So I wanted to show you how to make this. It seems kind of obvious, but I wanted to show you a few tips on how to make that happen. I also used this flower die, and I just want to show you that really quick. This flower die is on page 51 in the catalog, and you can see how big they are. I mean, this is my hand, right? And look how big that flower is. It is easily, what, like 4 inches wide, and then they kind of go down in size so that you can cut them, and when you cut them out of paper, you angle them to make a layered flower, and that is really cool. And it also comes with the die for the stamens, which is the center part that puffs up. So I just wanted to show you that because that is discontinued at the end of August, but I just wanted to show you the flower that it makes. It's so pretty. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it so much, and that kind of gives you an idea of what that stamen can look like. And you can cut that to be as short or long as you want. You know, you can cut it down and just put a few in, or not as many. So what I did on my card was, you might have noticed my card here has a gray tone to it. It's because I used Bluebell ink to kind of put on the petals. Basically, whenever you do these, you can pick, you know, whether you want it to be darker or lighter or whatever. And I just used a little bit of my pink ink, and I like to go around the edges of these and give them a little shading that makes them look a little more realistic. And you can make that as dark or as light as you want. And you don't even have to do this at all. It's just that when they're turned, it really does help to have a little bit of shading to make them look a little more dimensional and real. So this is just something that I did on mine. You would not have to do, okay? Now on your flower, because the card is only, you know, it's 5.5 by 4.25, you can't use the full-on flower. I mean, well, you could, but it would take the entire card over. So I just gave you a couple of layers to work with. And so let's get started on that. So when you open your pack, dump out all the pieces, make sure you have everything. You have an envelope that you can send your card in. So you can do what you want to do to your flower petals. I'm just going to set those aside since I have these. The other thing I'm going to do with these is I'm going to curl them. I'm going to curl them around something. You can curl them around a pencil, or here I have a pokey tool. You could use anything. Some people use, have you ever curled like curling ribbon with scissors? You can do that and it'll make it curl. The idea is to just give those flowers just a little bit of dimension. You could even just wrap them around your fingers, just like that. Okay, and then you squish them up a little bit. Okay. What I like to do is then use like a little foam dot in the center and just adhere it together like that. And then that gives it even a little more dimension because the layers are not flat on each other. And then I made, instead of making a stamen center, I used the little bluebell dot. Now, some people will use a few little sequins in there or a few little beads in there with some like liquid glass or something like that. Totally fine, whatever you decide. And then we have some leaves, which again, you can curl, you can rough them up a little, whatever you think makes them look a little more realistic, right? Okay, let's make our card base. So separating the pieces out, we have the base, which is longer. A normal card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so this is a little longer. And here's the other piece of it. So we have 2 pieces as a base. I have an inside piece when yours may be a little different color, and a white piece that I decided was needed so that you could stamp or write a message on the inside. Let's set that aside for now. I have 2 decorative pieces. You could use either side that you want. And then for the outside, for the message portion of it, I stamped it in 2 different colors. So you can use the light or the dark side of the ballerina paper, and you could make it the bluebell or the evergreen, whichever you like better. Some people have, this paper has variations in it, and so it is really nice to be able to, you know, make it go with your paper better. Like maybe you have more bluebells showing in your paper and you would rather have that message in that color. So whichever color you decide to use, just go ahead and attach that to your paper like that. Okay, now that piece is ready. We're going to set it aside. Now, we need to score this. Our cardstock has 2 sides. It has a real side of, and that's called sage, and then it has a light side, which is like a lighter shade of the same cardstock. So whichever one you want on the outside is what you face up. So let's just say I want it light this time. And we are going to score this piece at, we want our card to be 5 1/2 inches long. All right, so we're gonna score that at 5 1/2 inches. That's it. If you don't have a scoring board, just make this 5 1/2 inches long and then fold it over. Now you'll notice, I'm moving my pieces out of the way. You'll notice that I have this piece, and you want to make sure it's the same color as whatever you're using for your for your base of your card. I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on these. I have adhesive all around me, all different kinds, except for my Close to My Heart adhesive that I ran out of. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on here as a decoration, and I'm going to put this one on here as a decoration, like that. Okay, so here's our finished, here's our regular one. Now all you need to do, please notice that you could make these flaps any size you wanted to. It doesn't have to be, it could be smaller or whatever. If you ever make this card again, I just made them this way because I liked that pattern paper showing. I'm going to go ahead and flip over my message piece, and I'm going to put get out my other adhesive, and I'm going to put a strip of adhesive along the top and the bottom, across and across. I think you can see that in the video. Okay, so now I'm just lining up my base even with the bottom, and then I'm going to put this down. Now, since my flower is going off to the side, if I put it dead center, like in my example here, I put it dead center, the flower goes over just a little bit. It'll still fit in an envelope, but the main thing is you want to make sure it fits in an envelope, right? The last thing would be just to put some adhesive on, and a glue dot would be perfect for this if I had one with me. Anyway, and then you just put your petals on, leaves, and your flower down. And then when you'll notice when you flip it up, you can see it has open on each side, so you can see the back of the paper through it. The very last step, besides putting on your gems, is to make your message on the inside. And maybe you want to put it sideways. Maybe you want the pattern to show on the front, show through. Maybe you don't. Maybe you turn it this way and it doesn't show. Totally, completely up to you. Maybe you hate it and you just leave it off. That's fine too. So I'm just going to put mine like that, and then I'm going to put this on like this. And that way it shows through on the side. I like that. I like that look. And it opens. I have room to put my message. I can write to somebody. And then I just decorate it using my little gems. Now, you can use the gems I sent are a couple of them are a little fat. If you're going to mail this, you might want to substitute something else other than the gems, like sequins, or maybe you have your own bling, or maybe just nothing. I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? Anyway, I just want to thank you for being my VIP customer. I hope you really love this kit, and let me know, give me feedback on if you would like me to continue sending these, because I'd be happy to. Thank you so much.